What is up, guys? Silver Warrior here, and today what I'm going to be discussing is how I personally stack silver with using about $100 per month. So obviously certain months I have more than others, but most of the money I do acquire, currency I should say, that I acquire comes from, either selling coins online or just getting some kind of, one-time job, stuff like that. But, this month I was able to pick up 160 silver nickels due to the fact that I was, selling a lot of stuff on eBay. But usually I have, anywhere from maybe 100 to 150 bucks to spend per month on silver. And I just want to talk about how I'm able to, acquire still a decent amount of silver doing this. So right now, as you might know, silver prices are up a little, but in the grand scheme of things, they're still pretty low. I mean, they're resting at around, I don't know, $20.60 an ounce approximately. So obviously, because of this, you are able to, even with, $100, you're able to pick up still a little bit of silver. But the thing you have to remember is at least for me, when I first started stacking, silver was a lot lower than it is now in price. In fact, $20.60 an ounce is one of the highest, price points I've ever bought at. Buying those silver nickels makes that the highest price I've ever bought at for silver, because I started stacking at around $18.50 an ounce, and I stacked all the way into, I think $13.91 an ounce is the lowest I remember it being. So, for one, I was able to pick up more silver then due to the fact the price was lower. Like when I picked up this 5-ounce silver bar, I paid, 80 bucks exactly for it, which is now considerably under melt. I mean, that's paying, $16 per ounce for it, and that's including the over melt price at the time of silver. So now the bar would sell for 110 bucks. So, I mean, that seems like, obviously, well, why don't you just sell it for easy money? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm buying silver to hold on to it, which is one of the things that makes me able to stack, is the fact that even if I can't pick up an insane amount of silver, it doesn't matter, because I'm not forcing myself to sell it. I'm simply, at least with generic silver and stuff like that, when I'm buying for weight, I'm hoarding and just, to hoard my value, hoarding value and saving money as opposed to trying to make money off of silver bullion. That's not really the reason why I'd buy it. So anyway, though, I was able to pick up a 5-ounce silver bar every month probably if I wanted to, but I would try to diversify out. And one of the ways that I'm able to pick up a decent amount of weight is buying silver nickels. For one, I never pay melt or above for junk silver, which is why I don't get it that much, and when I do, it's larger orders, because the fact I always pay below the silver melt value for it, which means I am able to pick up more. And then with these silver nickels especially, I was able to do really well. I told you, they're worth about 180 bucks. I picked them up for 150. So definitely a really good deal on those. 30 bucks under melt is never a bad deal at all. Anyway, though, I was able to pick those up really cheap, and every silver nickel I have, I've been able to do so. And that's how I've gotten, what is it, I think, 25 ounces or so of silver nickels. I mean, I think I have about 9.5 rolls, so it's probably like 23 ounces maybe in silver nickels, which is one of them, definitely more than I have in any other junk silver combined, is simply because of the fact that silver nickels are so cheap, and they're great for budget stacking due to the fact that people are biased against them because, they're only 35% silver as opposed to 90. And a lot of people don't realize the silver potential of them, so that's definitely a good way to stack on a budget, I'd say. And, if you do have $100 a month, maybe, I don't know, try to pick up, I mean, right now you can't pick up a 5-ounce silver bar with that kind of money, so I'd say, maybe try to get, 4 1-ounce bars a month if you just want to stack some generic silver. Of course, I do have ways, I guess, of making a little bit more money in the month than that. I do other things, like I said before. You can sell stuff online. If you know enough about coins especially, you can make some money online. I mean, I've done that a few times before, made a decent amount off of coins that I picked up off of people that I knew who didn't know anything about coins, and then sold for double what I paid for them online, because, the people buying them did know how much the coins were worth. So that's definitely a good way to make money, is flipping stuff. But, I mean, besides the generic stuff, if you're talking about higher premium pieces, the only way to really get pieces that are worth over 100 bucks with less than 100 is just keep on searching. You have to go through a lot of auctions. But of course, I talked about many of the coins I picked up, like, the bust half dollar, that it's probably about a $150 coin I picked up for like 45 bucks, or 42, 45 exactly. Stuff like that. If you're going into auctions and you really know how to look, you could keep on trying to get coins until you get them for considerably below their estimated value, especially if, you know, the item doesn't look that promising to people. If the photo's really bad on it or something like that, you can get it. Other than that, I mean, if you're just doing buy it nows with high premium stuff, I guess you just have to look for stuff that's under $100. I don't know what to tell you, but I definitely recommend sticking with auctions unless you find a really good piece. You know, one way to make money over time is to pick up specialty coins. Like, you know, I picked up a few of these specialty bullion pieces in a month. This was like an $85 coin. This was like a 30. So that was a little bit over 100 I could spend that month. But generally, you know, I guess the good rule of thumb is to always stick with auctions as opposed to sticking with buy it now, simply because of the fact that you might get ripped off. And I did not pick up the Eagle in an auction. I did pick that up as a buy it now because I feel that coin has a lot of long-term potential. But, you know, that's just how I'm stacking silver personally, and I do hope you enjoyed the video. That is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.